Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pick Me Godcast. We're going to be getting started in just under 2 minutes here. In the meantime, I need everybody to hit that like button. Share this out on your social media platforms right now and let everybody know that we are going live with another episode of the Pick Me Godcast, featuring your lovely hosts, Brown Skin Baddie and Nicety Girl. So we're going to be getting started in just a few minutes. Y'all sit tight and get your mind right. We're going to have another great conversation tonight. Y'all know how we do it. Peace and black love. One minute remaining. Seconds remaining.
Sunshine.
Wisdom is the wise word spoken by the wise man. Wisdom is also symbolic to the black woman. Long natural hair, short with the waves. I give a shout out to my sisters with the curly braids. They call it 4C, we call it non-ether. She suffer autoimmune, it forms alopecia. So keep a black woman's name out your fucking mouth. I will slap a nigga brains out his fucking scalp. They on demon time, she on guard time. Let's take a walk, we gon' see what's on the goddess mind.
Hey, welcome to Pick Me Godcast.
We're here.
We are here, girl.
We are here.
Yes.
So excited to see you. I feel like it's been forever.
Yes. Happy New Year,
Happy
2023.
New Year. Yes. New year. I had a new wig. I had a new wig for the new year. Yes, I did.
Yes.
New year in with a wig. No, but so far so good. Again, prayers to you and your family. We know what it is, but I'm so happy for the good news that he's doing much better. So, I definitely.
For those of you who don't know, we have had a pause because my father was on life support.
Yes.
Thank God he is off the breathing machine and he is getting better, very responsive. So God is good and faithful.
Amen.
But to have your thoughts, how's your new year been thus far?
So far, so good. I still haven't met Bay.
Oh, okay. Me either.
But the year just begun, so there's still time.
Definitely time. So,
yeah. Time.
And this brings into a great topic in which we wanted to talk about that you brought up for the podcast on today, which is marriage mindsets. What made you want to bring that topic up? Because I didn't get to ask you.
Because of course, being in the courting realm of things, I don't want to use the word dating because to me, dating is too casual, but when I do meet that special someone and we begin to court, I have a marriage mindset. I don't have a hookup mindset. I don't have a booty call mindset. I don't have we hang out, here and there mindset. I am courting with a purpose, and the purpose is marriage. I would love to be a wife. I think I have wife qualities and potentials. So yeah, I'm dating with the purpose. I have a marriage mindset. So the person that comes into my life, I hope that he shares the same.
Absolutely. And I so resonated with this topic because my mindset is very intentional, like yours, Nicety.
Right.
And, you know, nothing about me says waste my time.
Nothing.
The person that does come into my life, I need him to apply the pressure and keep the pressure. And what I mean by that is being intentional, being consistent, knowing what he wants out of the relationship. And me vice versa, just having that reciprocal energy. So I thought this was a great topic, right on time. I'm excited.
I am too. And with that being said, we also have a special guest that is going to be joining into the conversation. And I want everyone to give a warm welcome to the beautiful Camellia. Beautiful Camellia. Welcome, sis.
Woo! Welcome, Camellia. I hear a sound. Do you hear something?
Oh, so behind the scenes, I think he's with his sound effect. I hope.
Oh, got it.
Maybe he laid on the button. Did he lay on the button too long? Because I still hear it.
Yeah. It's like
it's a buzzing sound. Let me check the. Yeah. Weird.
I can't hear you, Camilla.
I can't hear Camellia either.
Yeah, Camellia, I can't hear.
I can't hear her.
It's earphones. It's your earphones.
It's the earplugs, I think.
It's your earphones. Yep, I can hear you. Now say something now.
No.
I can kind of hear you.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect. But now I'm hearing that sound again.
It's back.
Now I can't hear you.
Do anybody got any headphones?
I do, but I'm not wearing them.
Can you turn the
I can hear you just fine now.
You can hear me fine now?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's my what is this thing called? A converter, whatever you call it.
Oh.
Okay, so then I don't need the headphones.
Yeah, no, I'm fine now. Fine.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. Welcome, beautiful.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Hi.
All this black girl magic.
Yes. Beautiful black melanin on the screen. Yes,
ma'am. We wouldn't have it any other way.
Amen. Okay, so who wants to start it off? I'm going to let Nicey start it off with the marriage mindset. And, it was so funny. I saw an interview with Lala. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's been on all of the platforms.
I missed it. I heard little clips, though.
Yeah, she was
Lala Anthony?
Lala Anthony, yes. And she was mentioning something in reference to marriage and how marriage isn't even a goal anymore. Like, she's not hearing people talk about marriage, wanting marriage. You'll hear men and women talk about maybe a relationship or being with someone that they are, happy with. Girlfriend, boyfriend, but nothing to the point of marriage. What is happening in our community? What do you guys think that is?
I think people get jaded, because they had a bad breakup, the first marriage, because obviously she was married the first time. We heard the rumors of him, stepping out and having, I think, 1 or 2 children. So it could be just a sense of, her being jaded. Maybe she doesn't believe in love anymore, that, men can be faithful and all that stuff. But sis, that was the wrong guy. The next one may be everything that you need. We make mistakes. I've been married, y'all. I got married at 20 years old to my daughter's father. And, when I look at it, hindsight is 2020. Neither of us were just ready. We were really too young. I don't want to say that we didn't love each other, but I definitely had not become into my womanhood. I did not know myself yet. I didn't know how to love because everything that was in my life at the time prior to meeting him was toxic. My things happened to me, as a child, that I had not dealt with. All these things that I brought into, that marriage, to be honest, and so I didn't go through my healing and all that stuff until after the marriage. And it could be if she, went to therapy, don't know if she has or not. I know that Carmela was super young. And I don't think they may have been ready, perhaps. And it just wasn't their time.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah, I think all relationships are supposed to teach you something. I mean, And if we look at them like it's when something goes bad, like it's just always going to be bad.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then that goes into that's a perfect segue into one of the things I feel like is going against having a marriage mindset is the wrong mindset. And men and women can't be trusted. This whole thing on social media with black men and black women against each other, like that's the wrong mindset to have.
Right.
If you really want to find long lasting, loving, compatible relationships. And I just got done talking to one of my girlfriends not long ago, and I said, honey, you need to literally shift your mindset from watching all of that trash, letting go of your past toxic experiences, the music you're listening to, literally transform your mind into what it is you want to attract for yourself. Because I even had to do this for myself, ladies. Like, have y'all ever been just watching Shade Room and all of these other blog sites? You're seeing black men and black women going at each other in the comment sections, and you get triggered to want to respond. You're like, wait a minute, sis, make sense.
Right.
But I realized that for me and where I am in my life as a single woman, I realized that I needed to transition from entertaining those types of things into what I wanted to see. So now I'm following a lot of married black love sites. I'm talking about love. I'm engaging with married women who are married in successful relationships. And I think we need more of that to cultivate more healthy mindsets and ideals of how we see and envision marriage in the black community.
Right. I mean, also too, I want to add that like we think that conflict means that, or anything bad happens in a relationship, we think that just means that it's the end, or like that it's a toxic relationship. Bad things are going to happen.
Yep.
Like our disagreements are going to happen. Things are going to happen in your relationship that would come against your marriage. I think that those things should make you stronger too. We shouldn't be afraid of conflict or disagreements or those things either. Just be prepared for them, or know like this is what I would do if this was to happen in my relationship, or I would talk about this, or we would get help here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
Nothing is gonna be perfect. We are imperfect individuals. So
Right. And that's where communication comes in. If we learn how to speak to one another and communicate properly, we can conflict resolution. I think that in marriages and friendships, etc. We need to learn how to, have conflict resolutions in our community. And I think definitely in our marriages and relationships, because a lot of stuff is really small, but because we don't know how to communicate properly, we get caught up in our emotions and all this stuff.
Right.
It can become toxic when it doesn't have to.
Right.
Ooh, that was powerful.
I tell people all the time, I'm confrontational.
Why do you say that?
Because I want to talk about it. I don't know what it is, but I want to get to the
root.
It might be a little bit controlling, a little bit, because I want to get to like, if there's an issue, I want to talk about it. I want to get to it. And sometimes it don't always be the best timing, so I could work on the timing of it. But
see, I'm a little different, sis. I'm more of like, I'm an avoider. I'm an avoider, and I've noticed that. And so for me, when things are hot, leave me alone for a minute. Let me cool it down. Let me think through my thoughts, because you're going to get the best version of me once I take a step back and take some time to myself. When you're pressing me and you want to talk right then and there, you're not going to get what you want to hear. You're going to be shutting down. You might even get some words you don't want. So just leave me alone, and we can come and revisit this at another time. So,
I know everyone I know is like that. I'm working on it. Maybe I need to be like that. I feel like that I should.
But everybody has their approach. If you meet a man and y'all are great at communication and y'all really great at
like I just want to talk.
Then that's not a problem. But I know myself. Myself needs time. I need time.
I want to talk. I'm like Camelia. I need to talk it out right then and there. Like, we need to get to the bottom of it. This made me feel this way. You made me feel this way. Whatever the situation is, like, and I usually run into people that are like you, not right now, but I'm just like, no, right now, because the issue is now. The issue is now. So let's talk about it right now. I understand that this is a heated
Yeah, like we ain't got
situation,
nothing but space and opportunity.
yeah, we have to resolve this right now. I'm like, Camellia, let's do it now. Right now.
Now, I wanted to transition into another thing that I felt was important. I don't know if you guys heard about Michelle Obama's new book, The Light We Carry, but in there, she discussed a lot about being committed to your commitments in the relationship. And even like, you ladies were saying, things aren't going to be great all the time. Like, let's be 100. You're going to have conflict in the relationship. But what I'm finding in this generation, you get a lot of microwave people who want the resolution, they want the outcome, the look of it right then and there. And if it's not right then and there, deuces. I no longer want to be a part of this. What do y'all have to say about this generation not being committed to their commitment to each other?
I can speak about it personally. So again, I was married before. I got married young. My ex-husband, who is a great man, I want to tell y'all that right now. We are great friends. The best father to my daughter. I couldn't ask for a better human being. Come from a beautiful, wonderful family, all that, right? He made one mistake, y'all, and we're divorced. Because one, I'm going to own it. Ego. What I'm saying? My ego was bruised. You're not going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to be a strong woman. His parents, mine are like, calm down, this is life, blah, blah, blah. And I was just not hearing it. Being stubborn and not hearing anything that anyone had to say, because I don't know what I was looking at, and back in the days, or listening to my homegirls at the time. I'm young, y'all. None of my friends were married. None of, what I'm saying? None of my, my son were mothers, but definitely not married. I'm the one that's a wife. What I'm saying, that has real responsibilities and things like that. So you're on the phone talking to your girlfriend. Girl, leave him. And that's, I gotta leave him. Like, who does he think he is? So we never were able to get past that one mistake. When I tell y'all there was no history of anything, no abuse, nothing. When I tell you a great man just made one mistake.
Wow. I wonder how many relationships have ended because a man made one mistake.
I mean, I would say too, I think our generation is more so, I think I'm not just going to say this generation, but we go based off of feelings a lot, and our feelings always change. I think there's certain seasons where we're in a feeling of something, that could change. And I don't think marriage is solely based off of feelings. I think that love in general is a commitment. And it's a choice. You have to decide to choose it every single day. You have to show up for it. So just because you're feeling, you don't feel, because you're not going to feel in love, every day. Because your feelings are hurt in the moment, you have to like get, I don't want to say get outside of your feelings, but kind of like be in tune with your feelings, be aware of them, right? And be okay with them, but still know like the end goal is you're not going to feel like this.
Powerful. And that's where the emotional intelligence comes in, because what I'm finding for me is that you got to die to that ego. When you walk down that aisle and say to death part, I now know that you got to let go of the I, me. It's a servant mindset. Even when I think about my son, I don't think about like I, me when I'm serving my son or helping my son or whatever it is I'm doing with my son. And it has to be that same type of mindset in relationships. I hear a great argument from Black men where they're saying, y'all go into these jobs and y'all bosses tell y'all what to do, and y'all zip it up and y'all go in there and y'all do what the job needs to be done. And I feel like that is a great correlation to how we as Black women need to start responding to our men. If we actually walk down the aisle with them, vetted them, decided that these were the men, quality men that we could spend the rest of our lives with, we have to let go of the self. When we, not to say if it's abusive or if it's really toxic or anything like that, I'm not saying stay in that. But if it's like minute stuff, like he left his shoes on the floor every day and I'm cleaning it, little things like that, it's like, ladies, we've got to let go of unnecessary drama.
And you don't even, we don't really let go of ourselves. You got to think you're adding people to you. You're growing. It's family. You are included in that. You're not really removing yourself from it. You are a part of something that's bigger than you. It's more. It's extended. You're extending something to become bigger, larger. You might have children from this situation. This is your bloodline, your lineage, your legacy. What are you leaving here? Are you gonna leave that hurt, pain in your children?
Because we pass all that stuff down. So we have to break cycles too. And also, if we want our children to grow up in healthy relationships and things, we have to be the example of what that is. A lot of these younger, generation are coming up in broken homes. A lot of times, so they don't know what a successful, beautiful, respectable relationship looks like. Mom may have different dudes coming in, so now daughter thinks that's the norm. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's a great segue into the next thing I wanted to say in our community. I feel like Black love is such a revolutionary act, right? And as we can see in the social realm, that there is an assignment, an agenda to keep Black men and Black women apart. What can we do in our right now state as single women to come against this whole idea that Black men and Black women just can't get along? What is up with this?
Stop telling ourselves that.
Right. And when we see it, check it. When we hear our friends, if we hear our loved ones saying certain negative things, check it. We have to check it and change the mindset. Yes, there's knuckleheads everywhere, right? But don't make that one knucklehead the whole group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to change those narratives. I can't be responsible for every ratchet, so I don't think that every, bad dude should be, the example of all Black men. You know what I'm saying? We got to change that. Because, you'll have all these men ain't, I've heard that so many times.
Woo, me too, girl.
How are Black men supposed to feel? Because they've been beat down. If we want to think about it, men have been beat down to the ground with all of this negativity. And most of it is coming from Black women. Even if it is just on social media, the thing is, it's a Black woman in our uniform saying all this. So now all of y'all feel this way, because everywhere I turn on the TV, I look at a commercial, it's a Black man in an interracial relationship. He's never with his queen.
And then too, if you speak like that and you're saying that to like men that could possibly be interested in you, right? They feel like they already have that up against them now. So they have to fight that. They have to fight you on that to show you something different, and now they have to convince you of that, and that's already, that's already work. That when the relationship is gonna take work, so that's already gonna create and work for. But like, no, we already up against something else.
Yeah.
Let's not let that be something else that I have to. That a man.
I love some chicks named Stars that we have to hold accountability to one another. Like both of you ladies are saying, we can't continue to let it play in our faces and not say anything at all. It's getting outrageous a little bit, and I think that
I honestly haven't. I don't be seeing it.
You don't see it, sis?
I think because I'm so far removed from it a little bit. I live almost like in an imagination. I'm a Pisces, so like I'm very imaginative. I live in like a dream world. So what I feel, what I want, I don't even see the negative stuff.
Yeah.
But I know that there's a black man that is waiting on me. Okay, he's coming. Actually, he's here. He's here. He just physically, I don't know.
You haven't manifested.
Right.
He's there. He's there.
I don't even attract now anyway. I don't even attract I don't even attract men that wouldn't even be of a potential, if that makes sense.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, and I don't even attract women like that either. I don't attract women that are like, feel that way about. So it's not in my circle. It's not around me. Everyone I know is with a black man, married to a black man, have children with a black man, and is engaged to a black man. So I really don't. I ain't around it.
Yes.
Good.
Far removed from that idea. Yeah. So I get it.
So the reason why I came up with the name Pick Me, the Pick Me Godcast, to be honest, is because, like Sis said, you see these things on social media, on the blogs and stuff. So I will go in there and be like, no, defending black men, and instantly, shut up, you just a pick me.
I'm a pick me. I'm a pick me. I think
I don't mind it. I'm like, yes, I am. Yeah. I don't feel bad about it, but to them, they're throwing shade at me, for Sansa, but I don't take that as an insult at all. But that's where I got it. And when Sincere was like, I want to do another show, blah, blah, blah. We need some female energy. We need to talk about Black love and stuff. And we were just bouncing off. And I was like, I already have a name.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, pick me. Okay,
pick me.
There's nothing wrong with saying pick me, especially if you've done the homework on your mind, your spirit, your body, and you're in a place where you are ready for love. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm ready for some white love. I'm ready to be loved on and cherished and honored, and I want to share that with someone. So there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like a lot of people are shunning that for some reason. It's like,
yes. All right, I've been called. I erase comments all the time from black women that say stuff like that, like, "Oh, you're so desperate to be married." Because I make a lot of posts about marriage, and I also like talk about being a wife and saying that I'm a wife, and they be coming at, and I laugh. I be like, "Well, just because you don't believe it, baby."
So are you supposed to say? Are you supposed to call yourself a baby mama?
I don't know.
Like you're supposed to affirm what it is that you want and are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's an affirmation. Like, am I supposed to say I'm a bad B? Because you start calling yourself a bad B, and it's like, yeah, sis. You start calling yourself a baby mama. Yeah, sis, I got 12 baby daddies. Like, that's celebrated. But when you're saying I want to be a wife, I want to have a husband,
family,
together, all of a sudden you're a pick me. Like, what's going on with that?
Desperate. Actually, it was desperate.
Crazy out here. Well, we are going to go on a commercial break, and we will come right back with some more amazing conversation with all of these beautiful ladies right here. Stay tuned.
Peace, God.
Hey, Dad. He's so good.
Hey, man, I got you a new book.
A new book?
Check it out. Check it out. Let me know how you like it. I'll be back. Man, this Bitcoin, this Ethereum ain't doing nothing for me right now, man. Gotta find some new investments.
Peace, God. What you doing?
Peace, God. Good.
I think this book is kind of inappropriate.
Inappropriate? Well, what's up with it?
It's inappropriate because look at these.
LGBT. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that, God.
I accept your apology.
Man, it's a shame, man. You can't even find no decent books for you nowadays without having to have these difficult conversations.
I have an idea. Maybe we should make a series of our own book.
A book series? That is a good idea.
7 volumes.
7, I get it. 7 volumes. What should we call it?
7 the Super Hey Rule.
Perfect. 7 the Super Hey Rule.
And then maybe we could even make some bundles of it once we get to volume 3.
Oh, see, now you're thinking like a businessman. I like that idea, man. A foundational Black American children's series.
Perfect.
Visit www.godcastbooks.com and pre-order your book today.
I wish Georgia, shut the hell up.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm super excited for that.
Yes, I love that book. Super excited for my son to read it and to check it out. So go get your books. 7 book, and it is definitely for kids. It's educational and
No agendas.
no agendas.
No agendas. I have a question. So my best friend, now she and I have been best friends literally since fourth grade. Still best friends to this day. I still have my day one. But she got married, and you know, when she was getting married, and we were talking and stuff, and she was like probably a lot of women, she was like, when we say our vows, you know, she was like, I have a problem with the submit part. And I was like, well, why? You know, to me, I'm not thinking, you know, we're young, right, at the time. And I'm sitting here like, well, why? You know, it's just words. You know what I'm saying? It's just, to me, it was just words. I didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was married, you know, before, I didn't understand the submission part. How do you guys feel, you ladies feel about submitting to your husband, or just the word itself, submit, you know, to your man?
You want to go first?
Go first, Queen.
I mean, I think that comes from like a very religious point of view. So I'm gonna use like the Bible, and I think that submission is for both people. I don't think it's just for one individual. And I don't think it has anything to do with in physical things that you do for a man. I think it's more so of you submit to the mission. That's why it's submission. What is the mission of this union? First, I think you have to submit to God first. He has to submit to God first, and you both equally submit to each other, because you both are a reflection of God. You both have God within, you know. And I don't think it has anything to. I think it has to do with respect, you know, admiration. You know, if I'm better at something, he'll take, you know, he'll have my back on it. If he's better at something, I'll have his back on it. Versus, as well as like knowing in certain moments that you don't have to be right, you don't have to be wrong. You both submit to like, okay, well, what is gonna make, what is, you know what I'm saying? What is the mission? You have to submit to that, not his individual egotistical ways and what he wants and whatever, and not mine either. It's what is the mission? What makes sense for our family, for our purpose, you know? But yeah, that's what I think submission is.
Yeah, and I think that submission doesn't mean being stepped on. And I think that's where a lot of women get it misconstrued. Just because you're submitting doesn't mean you're a doormat. You know what I'm saying? Submission is healthy for both, because he also needs and has to submit to you. Like you said, it's a mutual submission, because again, what's the goal? We are a team. Marriage is about team. So it's not about him and it's not about you. It's about us. It's about the family.
Right.
Yeah. When I think about submission, I'm simply hearing cooperation. That's all I'm hearing. I know there's this connotation with submissiveness, and when Black women hear it, a lot of Black women, I'm not going to say all, but when some Black women hear submission from men, they're thinking, oh my God, he's telling me to be submissive. Oh no, that's not going to work with me. But all it is simple cooperation, reciprocation in a relationship. Like these queens already said, it's just two people coming together on a common goal, on an alignment, and saying, this is the goal. Right? We are going to cooperate to get to this end goal, right? Yeah. That's simply all it is. It's just cooperation.
And the Bible also speaks about women being the helpmate, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about submitting to the mission as a helpmate. That's my job.
Yeah, and as a woman, you get help from your man too, do we not? I mean,
absolutely.
I need help, okay? Not me.
Absolutely. When your man is out there working and providing and bring a provision to the family and a protector to the household, like these are things that is in cooperation with the family unit. And then our job is to bring in that nurturing, that nutrition in our food making, and the making sure we're giving the love to there is a partnership. That's all it is.
It's a partnership. And that's been with the protection part. I'm going to protect my king too, because somebody kicked the door in and my man down.
I got that 9 in there.
I'm pulling my piece out too, and I don't have no business. I understand. I'm gonna protect my king too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think too, we are letting a lot of people pervert submission too. I think that's why they're afraid of it. A lot of Black women, because We have the right people speaking up for what it actually is. We're listening to more cultural views of what submission is, as far as like, you know, we think that submission is the cooking, the cleaning, the having weird sex with him because that's what he wants and desires sexually when we don't even like it. Having to do things that we don't really want to do out of the order. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not submission. You can do those things and still be and not have no respect for that man and not be submissive at all. I know plenty of women who don't cook, don't clean. They're provided for in those areas. Like, they have maids, they have, you know, I work with a lot of celebrities. They have those things already in line, and they still submit to their husbands perfectly fine because they respect him. They give him, you know what I'm saying, and he respects her. So it just works. So none of that stuff has nothing to do with submission. To me personally, it has nothing to do with submission.
And that also goes back to, you know, vetting the person properly to see if they're compatible with you in the first place. If that person's compatible with you, I'm with it's Camilla, right?
Camellia.
I'm with Camellia. You know, it's gonna naturally work. I'm gonna want to submit to my man.
Yeah.
I want to serve my man because we just flow like that.
Because we like you.
Yeah, like I don't have a problem serving my man, making sure his bath water is ready, his meal is on the table when he gets home after a long day of work, making sure I'm rubbing my man down because that's what I would want. And I heard it so amazingly from a married woman who had been married for 20 plus years. She said, you know, give that person how you would want to be treated. However you want to be treated, give that to your man. It's simple. It's simple.
And also, don't expect from him what you can't give.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? Because we have all these expectations. A lot of women have a lot of expectations, but you know, what do you have to give to that man? You know what I'm saying? Because beauty fades. You know what I'm saying? So what else, you know, this over time, you know, if you're together for a long time, it's only so much you can do in the bedroom. So what else do you bring?
Come on,
bring to this relationship, to this kingdom? What else do you bring but that?
I have a
Go ahead.
There are some things that I do want in my relationships that I don't bring. Just me personally, because I'm an entrepreneur. So I know that, like, financially, I'm not really that stable. You know, I could have a month where I make a lot. I mean, a whole lot of money. And then I could have a month where I'm sitting, you know? So I don't, you know, I would want for him to be a little more stable, or at least have a lot more planning. I'm getting better with it. You know, I have certain investments and you know, life insurance policies, which is not really an investment, but like I have, you know, things to secure me. But as far as like consistent lifestyle, I definitely would like for him to have that stable. You don't have to be super rich, but just stable, because mine is all over the place.
When we have a right person coming into your life, though, can bring that. It should bring that stability, because it's, again, not that you don't bring anything to the table. You know what I'm saying? You bring it to the table. It's just, I'm an entrepreneur, and sometimes, you know, the income can fluctuate. So that's just what it is. But you still bringing something to this relationship, to this kingdom.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of other traits. I mean, I'm a Black woman, okay?
Right? I mean, we're going to make it do what it do.
Okay. Now I have another question for you ladies, which is interesting. I've heard some conversations about some Black women saying they're not going to give wife duties and wife privileges as a girlfriend. And I hear some women say, hey, I'm already a wife. I'm already equipped with the things that I need to be as a wife. So whoever I am with and courting seriously to be married, I'm already a wife. That, you know, I'm operating in that. So what do you guys think? Not giving certain wife privileges as girlfriends. What is your thoughts on that?
I'm not giving it all as a girlfriend. You want it all, wife me. It's all yours. You know, you know what I'm capable of, because I've given you a taste, you know, but I'm not going to do all these wifely things without that commitment. I don't think that that's fair. You know, if you know that I'm you see me as a wife, we've had conversations, like I can see myself spending the rest of my life with you. You're gonna be my wife someday. We'll make it happen.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm gonna, hold back on certain things. I'm not gonna give you the whole cow. I'm not gonna do it. I've done it, and the thing is, I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned from my past. I've given it all, you guys. When I tell you everything, I was a homeowner at 28 years old. You know what I'm saying? I brought a home already. I had a career already. You're still trying to, find yourself or build yourself up because, he was an entrepreneur. I'm trying to do everything that I can financially and all to build this person up just to get nothing. Nah, I'm not doing that again.
Same. I don't want to be a girlfriend at all. I don't think I did that, and even in those stages, I was always a wife. I feel like Nicey, and I think a lot of it came from trauma too, though. I was very codependent because I had I had abandonment issues. So I would make myself be kind of irreplaceable, where I would do every single thing, everything. I was a help me times 12, whatever they needed, business, sex. If they needed money, they was driving my car. Living with me. I was depleting myself, literally. And so once you have that experience of you doing all those things, okay, I got this. And a lot of it came a lot, very naturally, especially the cooking, the cleaning, massaging. Those are things that I just normally enjoy. Yeah, I enjoy those things. So yeah, I don't want to go through another. You don't have to try me on and try me out. I know. So if you don't know, you might have to go find where someone
exactly
you can try on, because you can't try me on.
Yes.
I want to ask each and every one of you beautiful ladies at this point in stage in 2023. What is your intentionality in reference to marriage at this point in your life? Are you seriously hey, whoever comes to me, you better be ready to court to get married, or let's flow with it, see where it goes?
I want to be friends. I don't mind being friends. You don't have to. I don't have any expectations for you to do anything for me, but I need that to be upfront. Especially because I know men, obviously they still want, they be interested. They don't really want you to put them in the friend zone, but no, friend zone is a good space to be, I feel because you get to see me, I get to see you. There's no attachments, I don't, I'm not putting you in a space where you have to put on that cape. You can just literally be yourself, and I can be myself. And then we could start having discussions well, what do you like? What is it that you know what I'm saying? What is it that you want? And then we can start the process of courtship. I feel once, we get our families involved, we get everybody involved, this is what we're trying to do. What y'all think? We got to submit the case to the court. Go through. I think I definitely want to do premarital counseling.
Oh yes, I will do that.
And I want to be engaged, and then I want to be married, and I'm trying to do that December 2023. What's the date? Okay. I got
Speaking into existence. Hey, we are. Listen, that's why we are all three here to manifest and bring it into fruition, honey. You speak that thing and watch it come on back around like a boomerang. So,
hey, he's here.
He's here. What about you, sis? Nice.
Yeah, I'm okay with being friends. We meet and stuff. But I don't want to be your friend for a long time. Then we going to court. We courting. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I feel like I've done that, and honestly, I'm in my 40s, you guys. So it's not I feel like there's some type of clock ticking. But the man that's going to be in, say, my age group, he should already know what he wants as well. So I feel there's none of that.
They play.
We're gonna just, hang out,
Right.
go to
Arranged marriages.
Text what you doing, not like
Arranged
no.
marriages are the
And
best
honestly,
marriages.
y'all will be surprised, that there's men, or maybe you won't be, but in their 40s, 50 years old, want to text all day.
I
Saying?
believe
It's
it.
like my sister said, apply pressure.
Yeah.
When are you pulling up? Like, how what you doing?
take me on a date, plan the
But
date.
I think that, but honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna blame us women, but just because of certain like internal things and certain pains and stuff like that, and us not really knowing that we can, say what we want and stand on what we want and be able and be okay with walking away if this person is not willing to give it to us or doesn't want to, or it doesn't align, we accept whatever that we can get because we really don't believe that we can get more because of the things that we have been through or whatever. So I think a lot of times we'd be afraid to even say I'm a wife, like, and
Not
I
anymore.
want to be married. It's a fear. A lot of, because I know I used to be like that. Like I would be afraid to say, like, instead of saying I'm a wife, I want to be married, I would say, what are we?
I've done that.
When really I want to say I want to be married, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to do more. I'm asking, what are we? No, it's okay. They're gonna answer. They're gonna give you a dumb answer. you ask them questions, they're gonna give you a dumb answer.
Well, where I'm in my life at 36, I'm like, don't play with me.
Right.
When you step to me, you better be ready to really commit to what you say you want to commit to.
Right.
Nothing about me, like I said at the beginning, says play with me. If you really want to go there and introduce yourself and really take me out and get to know me and vet me, you better be that man that's ready to go down the aisle with someone, because I'm not here to play with anyone. So.
Oh no, Sincere. 10 years.
I was with my wife 10 years.
Y'all married now, but boy, what was you doing?
Yeah. Do you ladies have 10 years to offer a man? If he came into your life, do you guys have 10 years to offer a man before he decides?
No, I don't. I do not. Absolutely not. I mean, I'm gonna give, honestly, he got a year cap.
That's what it is.
You got 1 year. I'm not saying he got to be engaged minimum a year.
You got 1 year, bruh. One.
Oh, engaged?
Minimum. Engaged because I feel like men know. We know.
Yeah.
Honestly, we know when we with the wrong person, even though we stick it out.
Yes,
sometimes.
we do.
We know. And the men always say, when you talk to married people, especially married men, he always says, I knew from the time I met her, or I knew by the third date, blah, blah, blah. So,
Oh, yeah.
So what are we waiting on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, to each woman her own.
Right.
If you want to invest 10, 20, 50 years, do your thing, sis. But to where my clock is set up, my biological clock, you got 1 year, bruh. One.
I think too, when I know me now, like I go on dates, and I think if a man is not, because I don't really just say it on the first date, because I'm, like I said, I try not to be having like no attachments to things, just like freshly going into stuff, I keep it real light. But I think if he already kind of isn't even talking like he's a husband, and like he doesn't have, he doesn't have that intent anyway off the bat, and I give it a third date, and I gotta bring it up, I'm already assuming that that's not where your mind is at. So I'm already uninterested. I'll be uninterested if that ain't what you want. I don't care how attractive you are. I don't care how successful you are. If your goal is not to be married, I don't have anything for you. I literally have nothing for you.
You know what I find too? These men know. They don't know when they want to be married. They don't know if you're the one and blah, 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 right? But as soon as they meet you, they know how many ways they want to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They know all the
compliment you on all the sexual parts.
All that. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, you confused about, if you want to be a husband, or if I'm your wife, or you see me as a wife, or whatever the case may be. Well, you sure know when you want to put your mouth everywhere.
You know what, sis? And that's why Nicey, I'm at the place where playtime is over.
Playtime's over.
You better know exactly what we're doing. I need intentionality. That coincides with marriage mindset. If a man is not intentional with what he's doing, I don't even attract those
and
anymore.
decided.
What are we talking about? Are you
Right.
ready to get married? If you're not, bye, bruh. Go play with somebody else this time. I know these ladies out here searching for a bag. Who got the most money to court them? Go play with them. But the good women who have invested the time to do the homework in their mindsets and be ready to be married mindset, like Nicey said, we're ready. We are
and healed.
And
healed.
Yes.
Cooperate.
Healing.
Exactly. These women, leave us alone until you are ready. And when you are ready, you only got a time limit to figure out what you want to do with this situation.
Period. And don't think you about to be getting no cookies and all that. You know,
Clankety
you're
clank.
not about to be getting all my loving and stuff like that, making promises and stuff. I'm from the show me state. Not that I'm from, but you know, like
actions is aligning with them words, bruh. We need to see action.
Action.
I have a question for y'all.
Okay.
So what did y'all do to get yourselves ready or what did you do to give yourself this confidence for you to even like confidently say, you know, the things that y'all are saying right now as far as like you are a wife? Like what did you do? What was the thing that you had to instill in yourself and like do and prepare yourself for you to be able to say that confidently?
For me, I'll start. For me, it was separating in isolation from myself because, you know, you get a lot of serial daters who are just dating from one man to another. And I knew that mindset of getting under a new man is going to let you go of that. I knew that was toxic. And I knew I wanted something healthy and stable. So I said, I need to focus on me first. This is how I'm going to be the change I want to see in the world. It starts with me. So I went to therapy. I got with some healthy sisters who were actually married, you know, who can pour into me. I took accountability for my ish. And that's another thing that I feel like a lot of us sisters need to do. It's like, you're not perfect. There's some stuff that you can work on. So it's like you got areas, you know, and you got some blind spots, you know. And then the other part of me was learning more about my femininity as I started to allow myself to cry more, to get more in tune with my emotional feelings about how I felt about certain things, being honest with myself. I am now ready to say, I'm fully confident saying I'm ready to be somebody's wife because I have done the homework on me first.
Right. So same thing with me. I've been through a lot, you know, from my childhood, you know, being in unhealthy relationships and stuff like that. And it took me to being a real grown up, you know, 2 children, you know, to say, but hold up, you know, no more dating. You know, so I isolated myself too. And honestly, I was against therapy for the longest time. And I was just like, I'm going to pray. So I got more spiritual, not church, you're not religious, but more spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So I dug into that. And then I told myself, it's okay for you to go to therapy. It's not making you weak. You know, you need to talk to somebody because you've been through so much. And I couldn't talk to family. You know, these were things that I tried to do and I was getting, and it wasn't working. And I tried to talk to my friends, but I'm still having these eternal, you know, issues. So I said, it's okay to go talk to somebody. Like, who's going to know? Only you're going to know, right? So I did that. And I was like, oh, my God, why didn't I do this before?
Yeah.
You know, because this person taught me how to let go of certain things, how to love me, myself first. See, there was a problem where I wasn't loving me. So how can someone come in and love me when I wasn't loving me? So I got through all of that stuff. So now, again, I know that I'm ready because I am 1000% healed, y'all. I have so much love and passion and honesty and just so much fun to give to the right person now because I'm better.
Yeah.
And
I'm
you
now
know what I
living
want to say
my
to
life the right way. Go ahead.
And I want to say to Camille, am I saying it right? Camellia, right?
Camellia.
You're right on the right track, sis. I see you traveling. I see you taking beautiful pictures, loving on you. That's the area that I feel like when you're in that zone, the right man is going to see you, loving on you, cherishing you, honoring you, and he's going to want that.
Yeah.
Because remember, we are the helpmeet, we're the favor.
Yeah.
We are what brings the man favor. Anything we bring into his life just multiplies. So you're right in the perfect zone, just loving on you. He's going to come. He'll be like, goodness, just give me
You know what?
one.
Have y'all thought about, like, I think about this and I'm like, am I gonna know? Because it's been such a long time, and now you're talking about the right man. You're talking about husband. You're talking about just a man, my husband. And I've always sit back like, am I gonna know? Like, what is that feeling gonna be like? What is he gonna say? What is he gonna look like? I dream about it,
And how about you, Camellia? What?
10 minutes. Okay, so we're almost at the end.
Yeah. That's not the same question. Like, how do you know, that you're gonna be ready for him?
How do I know? I'm ready. I mean, the question I asked.
Yeah.
Same. I went to therapy. I like from my last interview with you and Sincere, I was telling you guys that I lacks discipline. I more so wasn't really tapped into my masculine energy like that. I would say I wasn't responsible. I didn't really use logic like that. I was kind of like aloof, almost very, very green. Everything was butterflies and rainbows and love and give and just emotions and tell the truth and be and that I got taken advantage of a lot. And so I had to become more responsible and become more logical. And I decided I also had to learn discipline. So I fasted. I became vegan in 2016. I fasted. I detoxed my body. That alone had me in another space spiritually.
Wow.
I found out that I had abandonment wounds, that I had childhood wounds that I wasn't even aware of because I was raised in like an abundance of love. Like my parents didn't marry. They didn't marry, but they planned to have me. I was planned. They tell me all the time I was a child born in love. Like the way they're like the best of friends. They still talk to this day. They talk more than they talk to me. So I was a little bit kind of, even, and then too, my father didn't raise me, but my mother never said anything bad about my father, ever. Like my father was, he's like a one-hit wonder. He does music and stuff. So people were always praising him. So I only had like a really good, view of my father. So I think that it just had me, it didn't have me equipped for the hurt men that were out there. So I automatically was just loving and giving and just very green. So when I did go through like a very toxic situation, it was hard for me to let go of it. I was almost addicted to it because it was such a different feeling. And then I had to go through therapy and, see where I did have wounds and what I did need to work on. And yeah, I had to realize I wasn't perfect and I had to let the fire in. I was so shy. I was so quiet. I had to learn to like, this right now is so nerve-wracking. I think this is the weirdest thing. So I had to learn to become the outward. I was so internal. Everything was all about feelings and creativity. And I had to get out of that and become a little more stern about myself and a little more confident about the external stuff and not be such like,
Yeah, understandable.
Have you ever been in a situation or at a point in time in your life where you almost felt like you didn't deserve love? Because I went through that too. For some reason, I almost felt like I was unworthy of it. But again, therapy got me out of all of that craziness. Like I literally had to, get out of myself in a way, but the negative self, the self that, that little kid, that was harmed and abused, and then the adult me who, was abused in different ways, not physically. I've never been beat up by anybody, like that, but in other ways, you know what I'm saying? So I almost felt like I think my self-esteem was so low and I was so broken that I almost didn't feel worthy. And so the people that I was choosing were all toxic, and I knew that they were toxic from the beginning, but I welcomed it because I didn't feel worthy of more at the time.
Mm.
Have you? I don't know if you guys have gone through that, but
Yeah,
I certainly have.
in a
I
sense,
think
yeah, I
everyone
think,
has, yeah.
yeah, I think in a sense it is that. But two, I think what we think is we feeling like we're undeserving of love, I think it's just a lack of information. We just don't have all of the information yet of the possibilities that there is, you know, something else, because I never really knew what it was like to be with a man. So this that I was with, and plus two, I think as Black women, we also think, you know, our Black men have it so hard. You know, that's what I was taught as well
I was too trying to
in
be
my
fix
house,
them.
and we have to be there to help them and be their punching bags almost, because they're being so much pain and they fighting the world. You know, don't let them come home and fight you just because they're doing something that you know they're not supposed to be doing, or that they, you know what I'm saying? So yes, take it all, take all their pain, take all of it. You know?
Right.
So I think, no, I wouldn't say that I felt unworthy of love. It's just that my idea of it was
What it
a little
was
it wasn't correct.
distorted. It was
Yeah,
distorted.
it wasn't. Yeah, I didn't have a proper idea of what it actually was, and until I got it, and until I got that aha moment, like, oh, it's not. This is, you know, that's when I woke up.
Right.
And I think you find that when you are doing that self-love journey, I think as you continue to peel back the layers, you start realizing, like, dang, that was a warped mindset of how I thought love should be. But no one can truly love you if they first don't love themselves. Like, you got to love you first. You got to be wanting to take care of your temple. You got to want to nourish your mind. If you're not wanting to do those things for yourself spiritually as well, you're not going to want to be able to give that to someone else, because you are pulling from an empty cup.
Right.
But you only know yourself too I feel like you only love yourself when you know yourself, right? You have to, I think at certain, you know, being in a relationship too, like you said, isolation, you had to learn yourself. I think we can only love ourselves when we actually have learned ourselves and know ourselves fully. I think knowledge of self is like a really big thing. I don't know if anyone subscribes to like the natal chart. Do y'all know anything about that? Okay, so it's astrology basically. So the natal chart is like your full your full astrology life, like as far as like what sign, because we're not just all one sign, you know, we have we act emotionally in a different way than our sun sign, you know, we are different in business, you know, it's so many different
layers.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have to bring you back to give us some lessons on this, girl, because this is
I'm not an astrologer, but I know that I did explore all of these things probably starting at the beginning of 2020. That plus obviously, like, you know, my love language, the love languages. I don't know if y'all are familiar with human design, life path number, my attachment style, how I attach to people, how they, you know, what I'm attracted to as far as attachment styles, personality types. Like, there's a lot of things that I feel like can help you, like, oh my gosh, like that is me, like that is true, you know, like, and then some stuff you be like, no, you know, that also helps you stand up for yourself too, and what you will and what you won't, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think knowledge of self is like very, very important to self-love. If you don't explore that, you can't.
You said love language, because initially I wanted the topic to be about love language, but then I was just like, I'm on this marriage thing, like, you know.
We need to bring her back and then talk about love languages, because I think that's powerful too to the conversation, because you've got to be able to identify how to love your partner the way they receive love. And a lot of us think us giving love how we receive love to our partner is effective. And they're like, no, that's not what I want love. You know, and so that's where the servitude mindset comes in loving your partner the way they receive love. And that's a whole nother conversation. But our hour has come, you guys. And so, ladies, tell everybody where we can find you, your businesses, what we can know about you, what you want to give out to the internet and the world out here today.
So my name is Camellia Levon. You can find me at Camellia Levon on everything. Also, I have a website. It is CameliaLevon.com. I do hair and makeup. I also have.
You like what I did today? Did I do good?
You did do good. It's beautiful. It's like it's
honey.
Yes, the baby hairs is popping. Come on, get with gloss. Yes.
Yes. What color is that on your eyes? Like burgundy?
So cute.
I do it. So my transition, I did a deep orangey shade, and then I do it a hot pink. Yes. And then my lid is like a little frosty pinky.
Yes. You gotta do some makeup tutorials.
I know.
Yes.
I've been, y'all, I'm so shy and
get out of there. You said no more. You're not shy.
Right. You're not shy anymore.
You're speaking different words.
Bashful. Bashful.
I'll accept
you're,
that.
You're about to break. You're breaking out.
I'm breaking out.
Coming out.
I tell people all the time I have multiple talents, though. I'm very talented. So, hubby.
Yes.
I'm multi-talented.
Very resourceful.
Very.
Yeah, so I do hair and makeup full time, and I have a skincare line, Covered Collection.
I have it.
I have what else do I have? I mean, I have things that I'm trying to continue to do. I have a nonprofit. I also have like a women's kind of marriage mind movement. It's called coverher.co. Yeah. So, and I'm also in the, I probably shouldn't talk about this, but I'm about to drop my book. I'm in the process.
Come on here. Yes.
I gotta tell you about it. It's deep. Okay. It's deep.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it.
Nice. You want to go or you want me to go?
I'll knock it out. You guys can follow me at Nicey Girl with the #1 on Instagram and Nicey Girl without the 1 on Twitter. As you guys know Sincere Love to God and I, as well as our sister Crown 808, have the children book series coming out really, really soon. 7 the Superhero. Volume 1 will be launched really, really soon. We will also be at the FBA Expo on May 27th in Dallas. The books will be there. You all can pre-order the books now at www.godcastbooks.com. That's www.godcastbooks.com. I have some other things that I'm working on. Can't talk about it yet, but in time.
In time. All right. And you know it's your favorite girl, Brown Skin Baddie. You guys can follow me on all social media platforms at Brown Skin Baddie, and hopefully connecting with a lot of you. You know, I love to host all types of different people. I also have a book coming out this year, so stay tuned to all of these beautiful sisters. Make sure you guys go follow them, and don't forget Sincere Love to God.
Don't forget Sincere, and also
don't
you guys,
forget
the Pick Me Godcast is going to be a series. We will be maybe twice a month or so. Obviously, we all have careers and things like that, but the Brown Skin Baddie, the Pick Me Godcast is a thing, right? So we will see you guys in about 2 more weeks with a whole new topic. And Camellia,
we gotta bring
I see a trio here.
I'll come back. I love it.
Yay!
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to these beautiful ladies and our Pick Me Godcast, where you are going to hear more of our giving flowers to Black men and women.
Yes.
I'm gonna send y'all some flowers. Y'all gotta send me your address.
Oh my goodness.
My name is a flower.
I love it.
Camellia is a flower. Yeah, I'm gonna send y'all some flowers. Send me. I'll get it from Sincere. I'll tell him to send me y'all information. And stuff.
Oh,
And my daughter's name is a flower. My daughter's name is Jasmine. I have a 28-year-old, y'all.
I love
have
that
a whole
scent.
28-year-old.
I have that in my house. I love that scent.
and so funny. My name is actually a flower too. I am Liline is French name and it means lily. So yes,
Okay.
Yes, see, look at that.
Look.
flowers all up in here.
All over here.
Well, thank you guys for tuning. You guys have a blessed one. Until next time.
Bye.
Wisdom is the wise word spoken by the wise man. Wisdom is also symbolic to the black woman. Long natural hair, short with the waves. I give a shout out to my sisters with the curly braids. They call it 4C, we call it 9-ether. She suffer autoimmune and formed alopecia. So keep a black woman's name out your fucking mouth. I will slap a nigga brains out his fucking scalp. They on demon time, she on guard time. Let's take a walk, we gon' see what's on the goddess mind.